To talk about HANWHA Life Esports on blue side for the first time in this best of 3 because they lost game 2, all according to plan.
Yes. Whose plan?
DNFs. Yone first ban on red side.
That tracks. Ash taken away. Kalista, Varus, I imagine, sure to follow. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to really know whose plan it is, what is happening, what are we watching. Where's Pioshik? He's right there.
At least we know that.
We do know that.
We know where Pioshik is. And what are these bans going to look like? Obviously, game 3 of a fearless drafting situation. We've had 4 so far, actually. Whereas we've had, looks like 6 series go into just 2-0s. So we've had a decent amount of experience getting into game 3s. A Silas ban, so a lot of focus here onto Zeka, which I think in the past would be an excellent strategy. In current times, I think Zeka's champion pool has gotten pretty wide. I think he's proven himself on a lot of different picks. He's not just like a Silas Akali 2-trick anymore, obviously. But still value against Zeka, who is a fantastic Silas player. Still going to be a Kalista ban 3rd.
Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same anymore. I'm with you on that one. Might also be a hint towards what champions they want to pick up. If they want to say prioritize an early Alistar, for example, do you think you're going to be happy with that? Because Alistar, Leona are the 2 that are still open. And after that, we are kind of out of traditional engage supports. You know, that's when we get towards the more esoteric stuff, weirder stuff. Vi is open. So Peanut, you got to have fun in last game. You got to play Nidalee.
Didn't look like he was having much fun.
He was not, no. But he's gonna have fun on Vi. Gets the press R on people. A lot of Zeka's champions, I think, should still line up nicely with this.
Yeah. Including Garen.
Yes,
no.
Naturally.
Rumble, one of the top-tier top laners, still available. And dude who's been blind picking all day. Obviously, they've been drafting around it a bit, outside of the Gwen first pick in game 1. But yeah, Rumble going to be the selection here. So we'll be curious to see what Zeus has for the answer. Also, what is going to be the response here in the jungle for Pioshik to go along with this Rumble?
Skarner is a response we often see, but has of course been banned away by HANWHA Life, which in hindsight was also kind of a clear sign that the Vi was to come. I don't love the Leona lock-in. I'm not, or the Misfortune lock-in, because Leona's still up, and they can slam Leona here, and your game becomes very hard to play. They can also leave open Leona and pick Brom, and they already have Vi. So they're gonna go Vi Aurora, and you're a stationary AD carry that has no range.
Yeah. The only thing about MF is, I mean, a lot of teams seemingly just pick it for the laning phase. Now, they're going to pick Alistar into MF, which is not necessarily one of the choices you were talking about, Braum or Leona, and also loses lane to MF. So, not really the same line of thinking here with this Alistar.
What it does mean is that it forces DN FREECS to pick a support, because if they don't, it's definitely going to get banned. There's a lot that's going to be banned away, right? And there's not that much available. I would love something with CC and setup. It's going to be the Orianna here, which... So we're going to see a Nocturne ban from HANWHA most likely. And the Fury has already been taken off the board. And then for HANWHA Life, what, like ban Nocturne and maybe ban the Leona? There would be the big other pick that is still open. That is a top tier. Are we gonna... You know what actually would go really hard here? Because there's not a lot of AD carries left for Viper, right?
Yeah.
Would be Jarvan.
That champion doesn't exist.
For DN FREECS, I'm not joking. You have...
sorry, Chronicler.
No, that is a real champion. I'm fairly certain. Because you have MF.
That is a really good shout, actually.
Yeah.
Because imagine playing anything that's really stationary.
Well, there's not a lot that Viper can do, right? There is a Nocturne ban, a complete no-brainer. Because
unless he's going to play like Neela.
Well, I'm looking... Like, the problem is you also need to pair with Alistar. So, like, Lucian is off the table. If it was Lucianami, that could have been a decent shout.
They could play Zeri. You know, that's got a decent amount of mobility.
Also, because they already have the elements for dive. But I think trying to play Zeri in the laning phase is going to be a complete disaster. Whatever is going to be paired with DMF. Oh my God! What if it's life? What if it's life, Jarvan?
Life?
Which I feel like Jarvan's kind of a smash hit. I don't think they're going to be thinking towards that though.
Yeah.
We'll see if they want to ban like Leona or Brom.
Yes, maybe something that's going to give them issue in the bottom lane. But, you know, we've seen, like, Orianna picks with other junglers, right? Like, I think they played Orianna Nefiri that one time. I forget who it was. But you just drop the ball, and then Nefiri and she ults in, and then, you do the same thing.
I want to say it was DRX. Not sure.
Maybe. Wukong, another decent shout. I really like the Jarvan angle, honestly.
Yeah, I think Wukong's way better though. Now that I'm thinking
as
about
a champion as well in the current meta.
That's the main thing.
Does fit a lot better.
So I think Jarvan is actually on the live actually in a good spot. He's actually fairly strong. And for a jungler like Pioshik, there is the Zeri. Being able to have an early impact, I think, is actually a big deal. As it's top lane Aurora for Zaze. We had like 5 extra minutes and we didn't consider this at all. Oh my God.
It's a flexible pick.
Oh, into Vi Akali? Do it! They don't have a laning phase! It's Zeri Alistair!
I mean, might as well.
Sped up Wukong?
Yeah.
Lock it in!
Gotta go fast. Tarek.
Yes, also love this. Life is a big... don't get me... I like...
Just Tarek over that one. Pretty interesting comp as well from the side of HANWHA Esports. Very melee, as you mentioned. Very close range. There's only one range champion, which is, of course... I guess there's 2, with Aurora and Zeri, but also very low range. As we have some wombo combo here on the side of DNF. We'll see if we can get them across the line in game number 3.
생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
All right, here we go. Game 3. HANWHA Esports up against DNF. And will HANWHA's early season sleepiness come back to bite them?
You think Deegan would say that Tarek skin is pink, not purple?
Let me see. He would say it's purple and not pink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or did he mean the opposite?
Oh, no,
well, it's both, right? I mean, he's got pink and he's got purple.
Yeah. The leg warmers are pink, though.
Yeah, they're definitely pink. So you're saying he would call them purple?
I'm saying he would call them purple. Yeah.
Yeah, he would. I mean, they look a very similar shade of pink.
That's my point.
To his sneakers. So.
Yes. If you hold them side by side, will there be a difference? I don't think so. We
probably not.
We can't possibly know, but I'm feeling pretty certain that is going to be very close to one another.
Yeah. So Deegan always shows up to work in various different types of clothing, and he always has a point. I feel like, but it always goes over my head every single time.
He's always trying to tell a story.
And maybe
it's the same color.
Maybe he was just trying to be Tarek. Right?
It's the same color.
They actually are the same color, though.
Yeah, I'm not memeing.
No, it's not a meme. It's
Deegan, we like the shoes.
Yeah.
They're cool shoes.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe it went over our heads, and now it's revealed. He had this plan with Life. If it goes to game 3, Life would play this skin and show off why
it was another narrative device. It was trying to foreshadow. Oh, my God.
I get it now, Deegan. Thank you so much for this experience.
Thank you for getting it, Velvez. I can't believe we missed that.
It's very difficult. You had to put a lot of pieces together. It had to go to game 3 to have the Tarek selected, to have the same colored shoes. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. Do it, Zeka.
The only way for Deegan to prove it's not the same is to do a space segment later where you put Tarek on the TV and then you hold your shoes next to it.
And he'll just be like, they're both purple.
Yeah.
But they're the same.
Certainly. Yeah. They're the same. Yeah. Pre-6, I don't think either of these two teams are really winning. We haven't talked about the game yet, but pre-6, I don't think either team wants to do anything, realistically. Yeah. It's all champions, every single one. Well, I guess Vi can do some stuff, but
Alistair does combos and stuff before level 6, you know?
Well, you could have a 2v2, but in this matchup, I don't think so. Also, did Berserker just miss the cannon? Pretty sure he did.
I think my brain erased that part. I don't remember.
Still preoccupied with the whole plot twist
I'm just
of the
still
day.
thinking about how deep it really is. The commentary from Digon. It's just excellent stuff.
He is a bit of a fashionista, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
He's a fellow fashion fan.
Yeah, definitely you two guys are. I generally wear sweatpants
Yeah.
underneath the desk because I prioritize comfort over fashion.
Well, you are a dad as well, so I feel like now you have a build next year.
Yeah, I have been doing it for like so many years,
Brandon,
though.
I'm trying to give you an out.
But it's true. Now I do have a good excuse. Although there's no excuse for just dressing comfortably. It's just a choice. It's a good choice.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I would never, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Also, I just drive to work, so nobody sees it anyway outside. So
I mean, you don't have to.
what's the point?
You don't have to justify it to me.
I'm just trying to explain, you know, where I'm coming from.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just hope this game looks a little bit more interesting than Game 1.
I'll settle for Game 2. Yeah, Game 2 was great.
Yeah. Not the cannon.
You
got it.
Thank God. Also, we've already talked about the games individually, but this is also going to give us a sense of what the whole trilogy means, because we still don't know that
The trilogy
of this series,
yeah.
right? Because we have Game 1, which was very slow, a lot
Yeah.
of build-up. Expectedly, HANWHA Life won.
So you're saying it could be a totally new story told here in the
Well,
third
it
book.
has to be a continuation of Game 1 and 2. I just don't
Yeah.
know. Like, retroactively, you can make those games mean very different things, right? Depending on what happens here. Because if HANWHA Life end up stomping them here, you go, well, I guess that was the lesson the whole time. But if DN Freaks actually get the upset, I'm telling you, no one is going to have predicted them. I don't even know if DN Freaks fans would have. I think realistically, probably should.
Yeah. I mean, you could hope for the win, of course. Anything
That's your
is
job
possible.
as a fan. Yeah, you have
But
to believe.
when it comes to predictions, we take it very seriously. Maybe not all as serious as Chronicler. but
Obviously.
yeah. He had a little bit of a drive-by in mid. Peanut's walking by, and so is Pioshik.
A hint of action.
Yeah. Just, you know, it's like you smelled something in the air as you were walking by. Okay, we got an actual play in the top lane. Peanut gonna get here first, and Berserker is gonna have to flash away. And that's about all we're gonna get. But Pioshik, he's just gonna take one and leave. As now Equalizer comes down here. No action there, no action here, no action top. And yeah, Peanut's just gonna take the 2 grubs that are left over.
Kind of payoff set up is
Okay, a flash.
that's it. I was waiting. I don't know. I thought I was waiting for more.
No, I mean,
You were
there
on
was
fire,
no
Val.
more. There was no more.
That's never stopped us before.
I just wish there was more. It's okay.
Maybe action here. Pioshik. Ults are available now, so these team comms do in fact do things. As Peanut's like, no doing. I do really want to give credit to DN Freaks, because after last game it was very clear that Dandy went in and said, guys, what were you doing? And don't do it again, and just chill and actually play clean. And now every time where I'm like, in last game, Peanut would have just queued into Pioshik. And
Yeah.
like, well, guys, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
None of that this time around. Sayers also has not died yet. I think at this point he was 0-2 in the last game. Went for Swifties even, which does actually make sense. It's the Rumble. Try and space nicely. Don't
Yeah.
slow as much on the harpoons.
It's like when we used to get Swifties on Rumble all the time instead of Sorkpan boots.
Yeah.
Against various matchups where movement speed was going to help. Generally helps Rumble.
Even Huni at some point was approving, which was interesting.
Yeah. It's an interesting angle. After staking his claim that it was the wrong choice for so long, he was like, you know what, it's okay.
Rooney.
Hope he's doing well. Hooney just filling his mandatory military service at the moment, for those who are curious. We do have the dragon started up here by Pyosik. Will HANWHA Life come up with an equal response elsewhere on the map? Or will it be here on the dragon as they are closing in? There is a lot of vision denial, but they're on top of the Scuttle Crab. So they know this is happening, obviously. In goes Delight. He's got a 3-man knockup opportunity, but he's going to let the Taric ultimate decide. He's just going to wait in his ult before he goes for it. And now the Taric ult is down. Viper gets a massive ult on everybody, and DNF are just caught against the wall. And the rest of HANWHA Life Esports, as that'll be 4 kills in the hands of HANWHA Life. Only one of them did go to the Zeri, but it still feels like a little bit of a Zeri moment in this little fight.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just Zeka on Akali with 3 kills. As that was beautifully played. When we get into the replay, I really want to highlight, this is one of the biggest reasons why I think the more Taric I see in pro play, you cannot use his ult defensively. You have to be the one that goes in. Because, again, they have the tools. They have that Wukong available, right? You need to be the one that set the pace. Because this from HANWHA Life, it's textbook. And now, in a game that felt like it was very close, it's a 2.2k gold deficit. The Dragon went to HANWHA Life. We got Zeka currently sitting on a first item when everyone else is just scrambling to get her components. And
yeah.
Things are really, really dire. So with just this, there isn't actually a need to ult here. But what happens instead is immediately HANWHA Life wait it out, right? They wait out the ultimate. It's Delight in his ult, so he doesn't take damage. And then the moment that the ult's gone, we have Zeri jumping in with ult, Peanut cancelling the ult from Berserker, and Zeka jumping in as well.
Yeah, you see Peanut starts off the fight. Looks good, looks good, he says. Go for Misfortune. I got Misfortune. Don't worry about Dragon. Well, he was talking about Alistar. I don't know exactly what he said. Oh, Zeka, no! Oh, he does get the kill, but he gives a massive shutdown over to Bulldog.
Not worth. That's not a goal positive play. Is Viper? Little wave clear ult there. I don't know what he was saying, but I assume was something like, they can't kill me. I am Alistar.
Something like that. It definitely had that energy. He was aura farming a bit.
Yeah, sometimes you got that. Zeka, R1's in, gets the E, and then gets CC just a little bit too. I think it was red buff, actually, that ended up getting him the kill there. Otherwise, would have been a bit tragic. And still, Bulldog is going to be happy, because now he's only 900 gold behind.
Yeah.
It was a lot more.
It's better than whatever amount he was behind before. So
that's exactly the type of optimism I like.
Yeah.
It's better than it was. Is it good?
He's scaling, you know. He got his Rod of Ages. He can have a Seraph's Embrace.
Yep.
Can you kill this Orianna? You can't kill that Orianna.
Well, I'm pretty sure Zeka can, actually. Because I think this matchup is really hard for the Orianna as soon as you move to side anyway. Because Akali just has kill threat. And that's if nothing happens. You know, I think by the time you get the second item, it gets tough
I mean, Flash is available here for Dudu. It's just not going to matter with all the CC they have, as one more auto will do it. Peanut does have to take the kill. So Viper denied another one, actually, sitting on 1-0 and 4 as a Zeri. Not ideal, actually still behind on gold on the Misfortune, but regardless, a kill's a kill. They're going to get some plates here for Viper, so he can catch up a bit, as Life is alone underneath the turret and isn't doing all too much.
And I'm starting to get increasingly worried, Veldas, that game number 1 was a better indication, and then game number 2, HANWHA Life took a lot of liberties that they weren't allowed to. And then in this game, they're not going to do any of that. And they're going to play a very clean game of League of Legends. And we're not going to have any fun. And we're not going to have the cool upset. And it's... That's just sometimes what you get.
I mean, it's still fun.
Well,
I just think that HANWHA Life should have won game 2, you know? It just feels like if you were able to do this in game 3, probably should have just not given a random game over to DNF.
The lessons they learned in game 2 is what allowed
True?
them to... No, it's not true.
That's no, it is. It's like the story, you know? It's the narrative device. Dudu, well, he's just going to dodge some damage. That's an equalizer. That's also just going to hit the wave. Not sure if he meant that to touch the...
I don't think so. There's no chance you actually kill Zeus there. Just get the wave and dip. Both of them really want it back because I imagine they're both very close to their Leandri spike. Big difference is that Zeus has TP, which is why I love this play from Pioshik. Try and punish. Oh, the wall!
Yeah, they had a ward in that brush as well. The flash on him. Pioshik might just be able to do this all by himself. Dudu trying to help out, just trying to bait him in, and it's perfect from Pioshik. Takes the kill on Aurora.
What a great read there from Pioshik. Even without the wall, Zeus is always going to end up going down there. Oh no. Well, oh no.
Oh, hello.
Doesn't have flash, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, he doesn't have clone, and it's Vi and Alistair. The jungle and support duo coming together once again. Not quite able to hand that kill over to Zeri, although Viper really wanted it. And they're able to punish Pioshik after his great read.
Not allowed to have any fun. As Peanut and the like have been running the map both with almost perfect kill participation thus far. Obviously offset by the fact that Zeka wanted to go for the stylish solo bolo, which he did get, but you know, with a happy price. Oh no, Dudu, don't do it. Dudu, no.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash here, as he is going to be knocked into the wall. And there's the stun. We got an ulting Zeri running after him. It's a very fast rumble, though, and he is going to be able to just run that one off.
The light missing the cube actually ended up being pretty big there. Otherwise, I think Dudu does die. Or at the very least, like, Life has to do some crazy stuff, like flashing in to try and save him. But that was a lot of damage lost, as things are not going to be great for Bulldog inside. This does get the fresh TP in, but Zeka is going to go back, maybe even finish his second item, though he's sitting on a lot of components. I think it is a little bit too early, but even just the Storm Fan boots is quite tough. There is, yeah, big rod ready here for Zeka, and DN Freaks, I think, feel like they have to fight for this Herald. They are setting up shop first, which I do like. I just hope that they actually proactively engage. You have the tools, you have a great offensive combo. Don't just let HANWHA Life set the pace of the fight, because then they're going to do the same thing. Bait out your ultimate, and then back off, only to re-engage.
Yeah, no flash for Pioshik, but as we can see here, it doesn't look like HANWHA Life want to fight over this. They just have Zeka down body at TP, but it's getting a nice push off, and they just say, we don't need this.
Little catch on the Rumble.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage already coming in. Ult utilized.
He has to leave.
Zeka's like, I dare you to step up to this wave. And Rumble's like, I can easily do that with my ult.
Yeah, it's actually very funny. We have not seen an actual Rumble ult. They've all been wave clear ults.
That's the way it goes sometimes. At least he's not dying all that often, because his ults are used for controlling the wave and getting out into safety. He's going to be able to get back on time to catch the next wave, so he's totally fine.
Gold lead has kind of stagnated, or rather, the gold lead hasn't, but the gold lead gap widening has stagnated. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's something, fellas.
That is something. It doesn't feel that much like game number 1, but it's in a similar vein, you know? We have a bit more action in this game, but it's similar where HANWHA Life Esports are getting the better of most of them, and they're kind of just slowly chipping away at this one while not going too fast, you know?
It's fine. The DN Freaks won the last game. I think that's all that really mattered, because if they would have lost that one, it would have just been a complete disaster. They won. It's fine. We shouldn't get greedy. We shouldn't ask for too much.
I mean,
I do truly believe, though, that HANWHA Live are just having these type of games because they have to. As in, I think that they are very clear, and we've seen this with a lot of teams, right? I think T1 is obviously the most notorious example of early spring.
Yeah.
In T1's case, they also are seemingly able to sack summer without too many issues, which they did 2 years in a row.
Just qualify.
Yeah, just
it's
qualify
fine.
somehow and then win, which, again, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Shadowflame is now done, which is a big spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine HANWHA Live is going to go for this dragon. FREECS are going to try and fight. Then the event will transpire, and then we will know what is going to happen in this game. Because either...
Oh boy. Well, Berserker in a lot of trouble here, even without the Alistair. But with the Alistair, it's very easy, simple. Under the turret as Delight. Doesn't even have to ult. Just makes the play happen. It's not even the ruler response. It's just hanging out, farming mid. Thought he was safe, but he absolutely was not.
That's both sums gone. That's actually the biggest deal of that, because he will be back on the map by the time the dragon spawns. They also use the flash for Delight, but that doesn't really matter that much, because Berserker trying to play in the 5-1 Akali when you don't have sums as a map.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
So we actually saw him there for a little bit, I think, but wasn't able to react on time to flash away from the combo. But either way, nice little collapse from the side of HANWHA Live Esports. And yeah, they're going to make Berserker pretty much useless for this next fight. So might just be Chemtech sole points for HANWHA Live Esports. Ox isn't here today. He's probably distracted. Maybe he's hiking or something. So not able to spare us from double back-to-back Chemtech souls.
Maybe he's birding. Birding, like watching birds.
I thought you meant birding.
Oh no, he has a. I don't even know what that means. He has,
What are you talking?
he has a great set of binoculars.
Bert from Bert
and I know
Bernie.
for a fact that there's a good amount of birds around my building because I told you about my new neighbor,
Yes.
Carrie the pigeon,
Yes,
who now
Barry.
lives on my balcony. It's no longer my balcony. Because Dragon's gonna get started. And they do tag Zeka here. Good amount of damage coming through.
All right, well, let's see what this fight looks like. Might look very similarly to the next one. Flash on in. They're trying to be proactive, but the Taric ult a bit late. Finally is utilized as HANWHA Live were waiting for that one. And now they're going to press all their buttons, and the Taric doesn't do anything. Down goes Poach. Massive shockwave, but it's just too little too late. As now that gold lead has not really stagnated. Still 5,000 in the head. They have the Chemtech Dragon as well. Will be the Otacon on top of it. And they're off to the races.
Yeah, this game is unfortunately, I think, a little over. I don't think that we're gonna get another one, and that's just the end of it. That is Soul Point gone. That's now a 5k gold lead.
Delight.
Just Dubstack igniting onto people.
Delight's having a great time today. You can tell. Berserker's just off here in the jungle, just kind of hanging out, you know. Doesn't have a splash.
He's giggling as well.
He's having a good time. He knows that, you know, there's not much that he can do in that situation, so. 0-3 now at this point, as we see. Again, they just wait for the Taric ult, and then after that, they just win the fight.
I'm just kind of shocked they don't actually kill Peanut here. Like because I like that call, but they don't have any damage follow-up. Bulldog isn't there, you have to combo.
Oh.
Yeah, this doesn't matter.
Well, Dagon has hit the ground here in this game. It's Dagon here, the Taric.
Oh,
they're wearing the same shoes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand the
Same sneakers.
No,
Yeah.
If there's more damage follow-up and they actually kill Peanut there, like, you can also hold on to the ult. Like, that could have worked, maybe. Is Zeka gonna hit 25 stacks? I'm saying yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
So I need to start considering my my POM vote.
Hey, the game isn't over yet, Chronicler, okay? There's still a chance. Gotta wait for the Nexus to fall. The mid tier 1 hasn't fallen.
No, I'm very confident. You know, we're in hairbet territory. That's what we are.
Oh no, not hair bets.
I do it. Like, it doesn't...
Really? Would you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
But I'm trying to grow up my hair, right?
Yeah.
In honor of Dune Awakening releasing soon. Okay, well... Not a lot to say about that. He's 2 levels down. He doesn't have sons. Zeka just kind of cooks him. What happened here?
Digon went for a little walk in the jungle.
Found Akali.
Yeah.
I guess Akali found him.
This feels like the solo queue games where your mid lane gets solo killed like 4 times. It didn't happen in this game to Bulldog. Like, Bulldog was fine. Zeka got fed from the team fight. But then he just runs around the map killing everyone.
Yeah.
And you just know, like, there's nothing you can do. Because Akali is just murdering every single person on the Rift, and nobody can stop him.
Yeah, they don't really have point-and-click CC at all.
Bulldog has done more damage than Zeka in this game.
That makes sense. Because Zeka kills people so fast.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't really do that much damage out there. He just sees someone, kills them.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, Bulldog, there's healing that can be done. There's sustain, there's pots. No, he's just continuously getting up rotations. Not Zeka. Sees target. Goes in.
Die.
Takes him down.
Even that kill onto life was when he was like half health.
It was unceremonious.
So
yeah.
They don't even have high health pools either. So that damage that Zeka's doing, it doesn't add up to big numbers. He's still 9-1 with a gigantic bounty on his head. DNF with this wombo combo composition. They had a nice angle in the last fight, as you mentioned, but they just couldn't wombo the combo.
Couldn't wombo the combo.
They comboed, but they didn't wombo.
They gotta do both.
Yeah. I hate when you wombo and you don't combo as well. That just feels the worst. We're just gonna do the Baron now. DNF. The onus is on them. They're gonna TP in. They have to do something about this. And they will attempt to. But over the wall, okay, they're gonna put a nice ward. They spot the light. Good angle there.
Oh, Gigacon.
Oh no.
Faces out.
Zeka going in. A bit ahead of his team, but he has the Shroud as now looking for the kill, and they kill him before the Tark ultimate even hits him. And down will go Berserker, not even able to use his flash, as the wombo combo is going to be towards the side of HANWHA Life Esports. It is a very one-sided affair. They get an ace 26 minutes in, and you know what that means. That'll be GG for HANWHA Life Esports with a 2-1 victory, as long as they can push down mid and end this game right here.
They comboed, they womboed, and unfortunately for the DN Freaks, the losing streak will not cease on this day, although I guess their Nexus will be standing for a little bit longer, so maybe a bit too quick on the ending. But they're like 9k gold ahead, so Zeka can just go in to a bunch of people. They have a very clear goal. The fact that, oh my god, the Vital actually knocks life away so that Berserker... Again, it wouldn't have mattered! Wouldn't have mattered! Berserker couldn't do anything there!
They didn't end the game, but they did end life again. He's got 12 kills! Zeka has 12 kills! And he's getting a 13th! He just keeps getting more! You cannot stop this Akali! And he has 25 stacks. I mean, we were right about that, Chronicler, at least.
The Flash R2 for maximum disrespect. Just killed the Nexus. They don't need Baron. They don't need this. Come on, HANWHA. They've suffered enough.
It feels better if you push with Baron, though, because then all the minions are purple.
Not pink.
Not pink. They're actually purple.
They're actually purple.
Yeah, and they're all buffed up, so... Yeah, Red Bull Baron power play gonna feel pretty good in this one, as they should just be able to end it from here. If they really wanted to add some disrespect, they could take the Chemtech Soul. And you know what? They probably got a stern talking to after game 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Someone has to face check. Unfortunately, 2 people face check, and neither of them live to tell the tale. Ooh, yeah, that was stylish. The Flash R.
Yes,
너 해라.
I didn't hear it. He's like, look at him, you do you. Basically he's just talking big about his boys.
You know when you have players that are mains like one trick, so that are in high elo, and then they do a Smurf game for content, and they're like, look at me, he's doing it in the LCK, Veldes. There's a world champion on the enemy team. His world champion on the enemy team, and he has no mercy.
Well, he's playing that champion of Akali, which is one of the classic, in italics, one of the classic Zeka champs. And now I think they're just going to press their buttons and kill him. The equalizer comes down, the Tark ultimate utilized as well. They don't care this time, as they're just going to get into that backline. Viper finally picks up a kill again. Zeka nearly taken out, actually, is going to go golden. And there's a 14th. Can he make it a 15th? Yes, he can, because why not? Meanwhile, Zeus got a kill on Dudu in the fountain. And so that will now be the end of game number 3. HANWHA Esports will end this one. 24 kills total, but 15 of them went to their Akali player Zeka in the mid lane. And that'll do it. GG HANWHA with the win tonight.